See, what you need to do is you need to train the Western Washington farmers to use summer annuals to beat their pasture summer slump. My name is Maynard Mallonee. I am a third-generation organic valley dairy farmer. My grandfather bought this current land in 1949 and going to be carrying that on to the next generation. We are located in Curtis, Washington, which is exactly halfway between Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. We milk about 60 cows robotically, and we graze our cows for 200 plus days with 80% of their dry matter intake coming from pasture. So we do rotational strip grazing on a daily basis and are irrigated with K-line. As we combat climate change in the farming industry, I started looking into using a crop that I could plant in the summer. So as it gets hotter, the grasses slow down in August, September, and October. I have to find a way to increase my grazing, keep the grass going in my cows so I don't have to buy feed. So I looked into summer annuals, which are super popular in the Mideast and the Midwest. A lot of those farmers use summer annuals to fight the summer slump. So I started experimenting around with these little 1 acre, 2 acre crops to see what would grow. And now I can work up a field in June and I can be grazing that crop in about 30 to 40 days. My challenges with the cover crops or summer annuals have been planting ones that didn't grow. That's why you do a giant mix of like Sudan grass, T-Raptor, which is the big leafy one, which is a rape turnip cross. You'll see some Persian clover, some red clover, Italian rye. So the challenge is if one of those wouldn't grow, then I will just take that out of what I add. So last year I tried millet. The millet couldn't really compete against the other product, and so I didn't use that this year. Cover crops also, a lot of them are like bulb type. If you have compaction, those bulbs will go in and break up an area. So say you have a turnip that's the size of my fist. In the winter, it's going to degrade. Well, you take that fist area and take that away. You've now opened up all that area for your soil to breathe more. You can fight compaction. Also, they break down and increase organic matter. If you have higher organic matter, you can store moisture better. As I grow these higher intensity, higher nutrient density crops, my cows come out and graze those and harvest those. That's more nutrient density going into my cows. Thus, my cows are more healthful if my soil is more healthful and my plants are more healthful, which cuts me down on any, veterinary bills or stuff like that. It gives my cows a better life. So we've been trying cover crops probably 5 years, 7 years, somewhere around here. And the biggest thing if you're gonna try cover crops is don't be afraid to fail, because if you're not failing, you're not moving forward. I would look into cover crops in the summer versus just plowing up and planting in the fall, because it actually gives you a crop that's going to, build nutrients that you don't have to buy. And work in little patches. If you own 100 acres, do like a 5 acre test plot every year and always try a new plant that you never tried before to see if that'll grow. Being as we're a grazing herd, I'm looking for milk production. I can actually follow on my robot if I'm grazing a certain field what my milk production is, like on a pound per acre versus a pound per cow. And so certain fields I'll see my production go up 3 to 5 pounds per cow. On my newer fields that I've actually renovated with, as I say, the higher digestible plants. If you're looking into rumen digestibility in a cow, you want to look at neutral detergent fiber digestibility. Also, when I'm planting the crops for my pastures, I'm adding forbs. When I'm building a permanent pasture, I'm looking for probably 13 to 15 species of plants. So as my cows are grazing, they're eating a bite of energy with the bite of protein, with the bite of a medicinal plant, all in one big pasture TMR. So you're not putting it in a mixer wagon, you're just letting the cow naturally do it.